Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Monday night live stream for studentloanjustice.org. The song I just tried to play is a U2 song, Far Away, So Close, and how true that is for us and our bill right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are studentloanjustice.org. We are the oldest, largest, and in many ways only and first true grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. We've been around for 17 and a half, nearly 18 years now. We've seen a lot of things. We're fighting only and absolutely for the people, unlike many others out there in the zeitgeist. A couple of announcements. First of all, I have to say, guys, if you could please donate at this time, it would be extraordinarily helpful. We can do what we do on very little funding, but we cannot do it on nothing. And if you haven't noticed, right now is the most important time in the entire history of our little group. I'm very happy to report that we will have a companion bill coming out in the House of Representatives on Thursday. There's going to be a hearing in the Judiciary Committee at 1 p.m. where this bill will both be introduced and debated. The bill is moving, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you who are new to the group, nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. It's a terrible thing to have to do. But the biggest trick that's been played on us in the past, and the one trick that we would like to avoid in the future, which is right now, around the corner, is being fooled by a essentially fake loan cancellation gimmick as a cheap substitute for the bankruptcy rights that the founding fathers called for in the Constitution, ahead of the power to declare war and raise an army. Nobody wants to file for bankruptcy, ladies and gentlemen. It's a terrible thing to have to do. But that's not the point. The point is this lending system, this federal and private student loans, these loans have been weaponized against the citizens by stripping away the bankruptcy rights that were called for, as I said, in the Constitution. We've got to get our bankruptcy rights back in order to get anything good, anything meaningful after that. So I'm thrilled that we've had a Senate bill S2598 in the Judiciary Committee, Senator Dick Durbin, John Cornyn, Josh Hawley. Bipartisan. Those are both Republican Democrats I just mentioned, by the way. And now we are going to have a House companion bill on Thursday. Time is getting very short, ladies and gentlemen. We have November elections breathing down our necks. Early voting begins in a couple of weeks, in like a week or less, 10 days. We have until the end of the year to get this bill passed. And so I'm very sort of relieved that I can finally say that we have a companion bill coming out here on Thursday. But ladies and gentlemen, we are so close, but we are far away. That's the whole thing about that song. So as I said, if you have any questions or comments, and if I can see them on Facebook or Twitter, by all means, throw them out. And if I can see them, I will happily respond to them. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I hope everybody is as stoked as I am that we finally now have a bill that is moving. It was sitting there, in the words of some people in the media, languishing for quite a while. So it is no longer languishing. It is now moving. And maybe one of the more important things I'll say, we're a fiercely nonpartisan group, guys. We kind of hate the Democrats and the Republicans both. Quite frankly, after all these years, we've seen all the tricks, we've seen all the traps, and we're just not impressed. And we're not impressed by the Joe Biden student loan cancellation, by the way. $10,000 is just not impressive for 70% of the people on our group. If it even happens. And guys, there's so many tricks and bureaucratic snafus built into this loan cancellation. I think very few people are actually going to get any loans canceled. But But this all comes down to bankruptcy, guys. We don't want to be tricked. We don't want to be fooled yet again by the student loan swamp. These people are smart. There's very few of them. But, thankfully, I'll say we're a nonpartisan group, as I mentioned. In the past month, we've seen a flurry of articles come out from conservatives, which I intonate that because historically, Republicans, at least in Congress, have tended to oppose us. So that is not going to, I don't think that's going to happen with our legislation. I mean, just turn on the TV to find out what the Republicans think about loan cancellation. And that's kind of another topic. In my view, the topic of loan cancellation is finished for now, guys. Joe Biden did what he is going to do. And quite frankly, I think he did all that he intended to do for the duration of his presidency, however long that may be. So loan cancellation is on the shelf, guys. And in the continued absence of bankruptcy, the threat, the leverage that bankruptcy provides, we're not going to see anything meaningful from Joe Biden. So I am just all the more happy to tell you that we have something to fight for right now, ladies and gentlemen. And in the Senate, it's S-2598, as I said. And in the House, it's this forthcoming bill. We do not have a number designation for it yet, but we will soon. In fact, I think we will on Thursday. So I hope you guys are pleased. This has been a very long battle for us, and loan cancellations. Oops. And so, okay, I'm looking for your comments now. Hey, we've got quite a few people here tonight. Hey, Crispy Streets with us, likes the music. Well, thank you, Chris. Minor little flub. And by the way, I don't play piano because I'm good. I just play just to mix it up a little bit and to bring some non-student loan related crap into our live stream every so often. So, and I was actually cajoled by Ed, our fearless co-leader, who likes to open with music as well. And it's nice. It's cathartic. It's a nice way to, for me to sort of collect my thoughts. Hey, so Crispy Street says, he has a question here. Can we assume S-2598 is going to go with companion bill? They wouldn't do a companion bill without S-2598, would they? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking there, Chris. But the bill that we're going to see rolled out on Thursday is the companion bill for S-2598. So the way passing a law works is both the House and the Senate have to pass the same legislation. So a bill has to be introduced in both chambers of Congress. And the way this bill is going to work, the way most bills work, is the House version and the Senate version are usually a little bit different. Then they'll reconcile, and then they'll vote. Both will vote on the reconciled legislation. Then it gets signed by the president. So, guys, we are close, but we are also far away at the same time. I'm telling you guys, there's a long ways to go. And let me tell you about what the bill does. So the S-2598, the Senate bill, it will return standard bankruptcy protections to federal student loan debt that is more than 10 years old. So if you've been out of college for more than 10 years, then the loans would be treated the same as all other loans, essentially, in bankruptcy proceedings. Now, this companion bill we haven't seen yet. I happen to know that it will be somewhat different than the Senate bill. So there is going to be a reconciliation process for us. So like I said, guys, we've got a lot of work to do. This is not where the work ends. This is where the work begins. This is going to be a very tough final push for us through, who knows? I mean, they could theoretically, they could push this through Congress by the time early voting begins. And quite frankly, if I was either party, Republicans or Democrats, I think it would behoove them both to do that, to get their base out voting for them. More than half of all student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent, by the way. Very important. So So we'll see. I mean, I have a hard time imagining that they will pass this bill and it will be signed by the president in the next 2 weeks. But you never know. When Congress decides they're going to do something, they do it. So I'm going to leave it there at that. There's not a whole lot more that I really want to add. Hey, Vanjie on Ruse with us tonight. Hey, Vanjie. Vanjie says, did you see Josh Hawley came out with a bankruptcy bill for 15-year waiting for graduate school loans? I did see that, Vanjie, and that was very kind of curious that Josh Hawley would do that. You know, Josh Hawley, a Republican from Missouri, is one of the prime co-sponsors of our Senate bill, S-2598. So I found it interesting that he would introduce a bill this late in the session that also includes bankruptcy for student loans. It's a little bit different, sort of holding the colleges accountable. And the bankruptcy bit that he has, as Vanjie rightly points out, is a 10-year waiting period for undergrad, 15-year for graduate student loans, which that just seems weird to me, but whatever. The bill obviously will not pass. The bill is not going to do anything in the next 3 months. So September, October, November, December, next 3 months and 1 week. But guys, we're in a great position, and I hope that you appreciate how hard of a struggle it's been. The number one thing that I can tell you people is that this is not happening in a vacuum. This is not something that you can sit back and watch happen. This is not a wait, watch, and worry and hope type of thing. You know, hope and pray. Yeah, I agree. That's certainly helpful. But I say hope, pray, and make phone calls and send emails and do Twitter and stuff. You know, this is, I'm not going to start preaching, but, you know, the Lord helps he who helps himself type of thing. You can't sit back and expect that anybody else is going to pull your weight for you. This is your battle. And we have opposition. The student loan swamp is strong. And while they may be sort of reluctant to speak out publicly against bankruptcy for student loans, and that's a very good thing, that's something very new in the zeitgeist. And we deserve a lot of credit for that as a group. They are strong, and they have secret little handshake deals, and they do secret little sneaky things in the background. And all of a sudden our bill goes nowhere. And, you know, we have to fight, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got to fight harder than we've ever fought before. If getting these loans handled is important to you, then you need to fight for this bill. Why do we not have 1 million people every day helping us fight? I don't know. It's quite frankly a mystery to me. We should have millions of people helping us every single day. We've got millions of people on our petition. We've got hundreds of thousands of people across our other platforms. So I really can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that we here on this group are the pioneers, guys. We are the people. There would be no bill but for the efforts of people on this group. In fact, we wouldn't have seen this loan cancellation from Biden but for this group. It was this group that brought the whole idea of canceling student loan debt by executive order into the mainstream with our petition. So this group, despite all appearances, is way more important than you might think. And to everybody out there who is doing the work, and when I say the work, the number one thing that I mean is begins with our daily actions. And if you go to that link right there, you can see that we do daily actions every day. That becomes just massively, massively important from this day forward. Today we're on Monday. You know, we've got 3 months to get this bill passed, guys. And frankly, I think we should shoot, and we are shooting to get this thing done certainly by November 8th, which is election day. But honestly, guys, I think it would behoove, as I said, both parties to pass this legislation before even early voting begins. And that's in like 2 weeks. So if ever you were going to help us fight, guys, now would be the time. So I hope that answers your question, Chris. I think we've got a couple other comments here. Hey, and as I said, to all of you out there doing the daily grind, we appreciate you. We are the pioneers. We are the veterans. We are the tip of the spear. We are the freaking spear. We are the motivating force behind all the stuff that we see right now. And you all have a lot to be proud of, and I salute you. So Vanjie says, I think it's the Make the Colleges Pay Act, but he hasn't pulled his co-sponsorship from S2598. No, he has not, and he won't. Knock on wood. I would be very surprised to see that happen. So Doug, we appreciate you. Doug Grossman's with us tonight. Hey, Doug. Hey, Jackie Abram is with us tonight as well. She does a smiley face. So guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all the comments tonight, and I apologize for that. But I just want to say one more time, guys, we need you in this fight. You're not better than us. Our problem is your problem. I can't tell you why we don't have 1 million people a day fighting. All I can tell you is that you can't unhear what I've already said. And we need you pulling, quite frankly, far more than your weight in this battle going forward. To everybody who's been doing it, I salute you. We stand at the ready to do interviews across the country with media, with news, radio, newspaper stations and newspapers out there. We have people in every major media market with very compelling stories to tell. And we are very happy to introduce any and all media to these very good people who are in a very bad situation with this weaponized, unconstitutionally predatory student loan scam. And it is a scam. That was the one thing that I saw of the Dr. Phil thing last week that I was impressed with, is that he called it a scam. And if you haven't noticed, we actually coined that term. This is a book I wrote in 2009, believe it or not. So we're thrilled that other people are seeing the student loan scam for what it is. But yeah, guys, this all comes down to this. Everything we've been working for as a group, as individuals, as armies of one, as people in our state chapter groups, on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the platforms, everywhere, everything, it all comes down to this. So again, I hope you all are pleased. I'm going to maybe do one or two more comments here. I hope you all. Doug in Indiana says, we hope you who are listening and watching understand how important what Alan is saying is so true. The bill must pass. Yeah, guys, if this bill doesn't pass this year, all bets are off. We're back to square one. And essentially, we're screwed. We will have had the one trick that we didn't want to see played on us. The stakes are really high, guys. We're so close, but at the same time, we're so far away. So, okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there at that, but I hope you're pleased. More than that, I hope you're thrilled, and I hope you're enthused, and I hope you are motivated to help us fight. We can't do this without you. You have no idea how important you are. So with that, I will be back on Wednesday. Thank you, Anne. Britt, okay, one last question. Britt says, can you explain more what happens Thursday? Just for everybody who joined late, on Thursday, our companion bill for S2598 comes out in the House of Representatives. This is going to be in the House Judiciary Committee, the Antitrust Committee. So go to that committee, by the way. Go to judiciary.house.gov. Look at the members on that committee. If any of those members are your representatives, then you need to pull way more than your weight again. And you've got to step up and hit them very hard, because you're in their district and they need to listen to you. And you are in a very key position of power to be heard by a sitting member of the very important committee where our legislation sits. So do that. In addition, and frankly, I would say if you've never done our daily actions, go and do at least the past, I'm going to say 2 weeks worth of our daily actions. They are very especially targeted at the committee and subcommittee that I just mentioned. So this is it, guys. This is the battle. Let's get this done, shall we? I'm ready. Are you not ready? I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done with this problem. And I hope you agree. So, And the very last thing I'll say, again, as I said at the beginning, if you can donate, guys, that would be just very helpful at this time. I would love to knock out our fundraising needs for the week, like today, so that I can shut up about it. It's a very special time for us, guys, and I don't want to be badgering you guys all for money, because I just hate doing it. So please help if you appreciate all that we've done, all that we're doing, and all that we are poised to get done forthwith. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on Wednesday. Ed will be with you tomorrow. Good luck. Godspeed. God bless everyone.